Welcome to the Awaken Your Potential podcast with host Jill Batista of Essential Healing Works. I am so excited for our topic today. We're going to be talking about Hypnosis 101. What is it and how can it help you? So, as I began my career as a massage therapist 26 years ago, I really recognized early on that the issues are in the tissues. When clients would come in with chronic aches and pains, mystery illnesses, and things that would be seen over and over again, I kind of started to feel like a Band-Aid on a hemorrhage. I really wanted to help them to get results and begin to use massage as a lifestyle wellness enhancement versus the glue that holds them together. And so I started to understand, diving into our thoughts and our feelings and how they eventually affect our physicality. Our system is intrinsically linked. The thoughts we think, the feelings that we have, eventually can correspond to places in the body, leaving you susceptible to illness, injury, aches and pains, and at the very highest level, dis-ease. Dis-ease, the state of being not at ease mentally and emotionally, will show up in the body over time, and sometimes with crippling, debilitating, or life-threatening results. So I took this very seriously, studying Louise Hay, Carol Truman, learning about the corresponding feelings that are associated with illness, aches, pains, and disease was where I got my first start, learning that you can heal your body by healing your thoughts and your mind. And then eventually drove down the road of what else is next. Theta healing, became beginning and advanced level theta healer certification, and then eventually hypnosis certification with the neuro accelerated hypnosis method. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what hypnosis is, how it works, and how it is one of the most effective ways of helping you to make changes in your life in a way that is graceful, easy, and much more effective than other types of treatments, therapies, and self-help. So we'll just get started. We'll dive in. So when I talk about hypnosis, the first thing I'm asked is, am I going to make them cluck like a chicken? The answer is no, not unless you really want to. I don't know how to. I'm not a stage hypnotist, and I know that there are a great many examples out there of stage hypnotists that are quite entertaining. I've seen some myself in person, and even recently, and they're quite amazing, but that is not what I do. What I do is really transformative and healing. And it's a neuro accelerated method, meaning there are multiple pieces to the therapies that I offer, and teaching daily practices and habits are also associated with these hypnosis audios that I create for my clients. So the other question I get is, does it really work? And how does it work? And what they're really asking is there an unbiased peer review research that shows that hypnosis indeed does work? And the answer to this is yes. And when you know what the research says about hypnosis, you will be amazed. There are peer-reviewed medical journals full of studies that show how hypnosis works. The methods that we identify as hypnotic methods are things like visualization, relaxation, and mindfulness. I like to add sound healing and guided meditation in there as well. Things that I've seen and also known that hypnosis is helpful for, things like physical ailments such as migraines, anxiety, pain, IBS, stress relief, fear, phobias. My favorite ways that hypnosis has helped my clients are things like having more confidence with public speaking, having more belief in themselves, their ideas, their insights, trusting themselves, feelings of worthiness, safety, and self-love and compassion. These are the fundamental beliefs that I believe once someone really truly has instilled in them can change and transform the trajectory of their lives in a positive way. My favorite was really working with someone to help them to overcome crippling beliefs that they had learned in childhood. And one of the things that I like to talk about is the subconscious mind versus the conscious mind. So we will go there. Oh, and first of all, I need to say that simply put, hypnosis is being in a focused, relaxed state. I don't attempt to treat or diagnose. I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose or treat mental disorders. Hypnosis in no way replaces standard medical procedures, but it works well in conjunction with them by freeing the patient of feelings and attitudes that may be inhibiting his or her natural immunization properties or vital processes in the body. Hypnosis helps to create strong mental expectancy and reduces stress, anxiety, and thereby normalizing the actions of the autonomic nervous system. So again, getting out of the way, removing the obstacles so that the body can innately heal itself and relieve itself of these difficulties. So let's get into one of my slides here. I love to talk about hypnosis versus talk therapy and other types of treatment. So this was a study done, comparative study by the American Health magazine. And the studies show that the effectiveness of hypnosis by far and large is hugely more effective than psychoanalysis, which is a 38% efficacy rate, behavioral therapy, 72% efficacy rate, meaning that that only 72% of the time it's effective. Whereas hypnosis, if you look here, it's 93% effective after just an average of 6 sessions. It's insane. So look at, it takes 600 sessions of psychoanalysis, 22 sessions of behavioral therapy compared to 6 sessions, and we're still at a 93% effective rate. It's just hands down one of the best ways that I have found to help my clients stay out of the stuck patterns of procrastination and self-sabotage when it comes to making changes in their lives. This is pretty impressive. So another thing that I'd like to share is the brain waves so that we can understand what's going on when you're in that relaxed, focused state that hypnosis is known for. So for example, gamma, this is when you are in a state of awareness. Beta, you're alert. Alpha, you're relaxed. Theta, it's a sleepy state right before you actually fall asleep and get into that dream state. Theta is that relaxed, focused, even floaty feeling that you have right before you wake up or right before you go to sleep. And delta is when you are in that deep sleep state. So most of us spend our time kind of between beta and alpha. Beta and alpha, gamma. But when you're in theta, sometimes you're in theta brainwave when you're just driving your car. How many times have you driven your car down the road to work and you did it on autopilot? You don't even remember how you got there. You just appeared in the parking lot. You realize that you drove, but you didn't take in consciously any of the drive on the way there. You were in a theta brainwave state. Likely you were listening to a favorite radio station or music or even a podcast episode, and there you are at work. You're in that relaxed, focused state. Your subconscious mind is taking literally the driver's seat because you've done this enough times, repeated over and over, that it's now an automated program. Your brain knows exactly how to get from A to B, and you're relaxed, you're focused, you're listening to something enjoyable, hopefully. And there you are, you appear at work. So that's theta brainwave. We are hypnotized all the time. And the difference between what, you know, therapeutic hypnosis can do versus just being in the theta brainwave on your daily basis is that you intentionally choose the focus and you intentionally decide what it is that you would like to receive in here. Your brain is like a hard drive. Your subconscious mind records all this data and all this information. When you're from the ages of 0 to 7, your brain is nothing but theta. You are in this dreamy, imaginative state for many years, just simply open recording. You're recording the reactions, the thoughts, the feelings, the words, the experiences all around you. The messages that you're receiving are literally written on your hard drive. And so it forms your personality. It forms your beliefs. And so in those early years, even with the best of parents, the best of teachers, the best of situations, sometimes we can receive input that we perceive as something that we need to change about ourselves, or else we won't be accepted. And it could be a behavioral shift like, now that you're walking and talking at the age of 2, I want you to sit down and be quiet. Oh my gosh, how many of us went through that? You weren't really free to express yourself. There were places that you had to be quiet. You had to abide by the rules. You had to listen and pay attention to the adults. You weren't allowed to just get up and run around and play. So things like that really kind of stifle our imagination and our creativity as a little kid. And so slowly but surely, our pineal gland begins to calcify, and we have less access to that imaginative, creative place in our minds. We also form our sense of self a lot of the time based on the input and information that we received in those early years. So it's fascinating to me when I talk to people about beliefs and limiting beliefs. A lot of those beliefs weren't limiting in the beginning. They kept you safe. They allowed you to be accepted by your peers, loved and cherished by your family. And later on in life is oftentimes when they recognize, gosh, I'm really self-conscious. I'm shy. I'm not very confident. I'm not a good risk taker. I don't trust my decision making. Why is that? Well, you were told early on, no, you don't like broccoli. Here's something else. No, you shouldn't wear that. It doesn't look good on you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And you hear these things over and over and over again. You begin to question your own innate wisdom, your own innate discernment, and you rely on others to give you that feedback so that you can then make your decisions from there. It's quite fascinating. Just pause right there for a minute. So moving on, your subconscious mind is responsible for 90% of what you think, how you feel, and what you do most of the time. We think 60 to 70 thoughts on average per day. 90% of those are unconscious programmed thoughts. 10% of those are conscious thoughts, and we're using the conscious mind. That's crazy numbers. Now, the subconscious mind is responsible for one thing: keeping you alive keeping you safe. So not only is it operating all the autonomic nervous system tasks, digestion, heart rate, breathing, you're not thinking about these things. They're just kind of happening without your awareness behind the scenes. But if you look at this list here, if you're on YouTube, you can see my slide. I'll just list a couple of these for those that are just listening. The subconscious mind is responsible for stress and anxiety, painful past memories, failures, fears and phobias, uncertain future, financial worries, relationship issues, depression and diseases, low confidence, lack of motivation, and general feelings of sadness. That's an intense list right there. So those issues reside in the subconscious mind. So when you're using your willpower, for example, to make a change, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to start eating better, I'm going to quit smoking, whatever your desired goal is, I'm going to ask for that promotion, whatever it is, 10% of your mind is all you're using. It's just your willpower. It's your conscious thoughts, your willpower, your desire to change. Oftentimes, when people go to make that change, they set foot in the gym on January 1st, and 2 weeks later they fail. Why is that? The reason is the subconscious mind likes automation. It likes what's familiar and what's known, because what's familiar and what's known is deemed safe. Remember, its number one job is to keep you alive and keep you safe. Well, when it's busy keeping you alive and safe, and you now insert this new program, hey, I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week. I'm going to start eating healthy leafy greens and cutting out my soda. Or hey, I'm going to kick this habit to the curb finally once and for all. Your subconscious mind has like a watchdog, and it's called the critical faculty. That critical faculty is responsible for allowing safe thoughts to come in and threats to stay out. So if it deems this new activity a threat because it's different and you don't know what to expect, the outcome is unknown. So automatically it's considered a threat. So 2 weeks in, the newness wears off. And what happens? Procrastination, life, challenges, self-sabotage behavior. All of these things all of a sudden are more important than your goal or your outcome, and it's not your fault. When I learned that, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better now. It's not my fault. I'm failing because my subconscious mind is kicking out the new program because it's not familiar. So how do we help the mind accept these new ideas, these new goals, the new activities that we want to do? Simply put, relax, focused state. When you're in the state of hypnosis, your nervous system is calm and regulated. You're relaxed and you're listening to the sound of my voice or the sound of a hypnotherapist's voice, and you're focusing in on allowing these new thoughts, new beliefs, new desires to be seeded like little seeds of a plant into the subconscious mind. By dropping in these seeds of thought, the brain begins to recognize, okay, that's a new thought, and it didn't kill us, so let's consider this a little bit more. And the more you introduce these thoughts to the brain, the subconscious mind begins to get comfortable with it and eventually feels like, okay, this is safe. We can try this. We can do this. And then as you start taking the action steps and doing the things that you want to do, your goals, your health, your wellness, your mind gets on board with it. And eventually you have success with grace and ease, less resistance, less procrastination, no more self-sabotage, because now the brain accepts it as safe and familiar. It's pretty awesome. So, some of the things that hypnosis can help with to have a stress-free mind, getting into that relaxed, focused state on a regular basis, again, trains the brain that there are times in the day when you're allowed to just sit in the back seat and allow your subconscious mind to drift, dream, envision, and just be free to be itself. Relaxed, focused. You can, create a disease-free body. You can gain more confidence, more motivation. You can define your bright plans for your future. You can have success in whatever you choose to do. You can change your money mindset to boost your income and ability to acquire and receive more wealth. You can create great relationships at home and work because it all begins with the relationship that you have with yourself. You can have more clarity about your life purpose and awaken more creativity and more passion for things in your life. So it really is a transformational type of work. So these are some of the scenarios, situations that people come to me with asking if I can help them with. Now, some of these things on this list, I really don't specialize in. Folks with alcohol problems and eating disorders, I really prefer to allow them to receive some type of psychotherapy or support to help them to really alleviate the behaviors and the triggers. What hypnosis can do alongside of that therapy is absolutely phenomenal. So it's a wonderful support tool. And I love it when my clients come preloaded with a therapist by their side, because then I know we've got a whole team effort. We're going to be working mind, body, and spirit together to help that client to really achieve their goals and change their lives. But things like confidence, depression, self-esteem issues, anxiousness, phobias, stress, panic attacks, not having enough motivation, sports performance, all of that I love to work with, because that for me is something that they can really see a tangible result pretty quickly, 6 sessions or less in some occasions, just to help them to get that jump start into visualizing and experiencing beforehand the goal that they want to achieve, setting the foundation so that when those new steps and actions are taken, the brain is on board and ready to support you with those new goals, helping you to achieve them in a lot less time, in a lot less resistant way, more grace, more ease, more flow. It's pretty amazing. I use this hypnosis tool in my practice for transformation. And again, it is quite effective. So with that being said, I'm going to take my slides down. And for you, those of you that have goals in mind, whether it be dealing with midlife crisis issues, like I talked about in the previous episode, wanting to step into a next level self, a next level life, achieve that weight loss goal, that fitness goal, build more confidence, be great at public speaking, and even find the love of your life. These are topics that I love to talk about, love to help guide people through. We can heal from our past. We can cleanse the negativity from our mindset when it comes to achieving our goals. You can heal from past trauma. You can change the beliefs that you gained in young, early childhood. You can transform most things if you just change your mind. And remember, the thoughts that you think repeated enough become the feelings and the beliefs that you have. Typically 21 to 67 times when a thought is repeated, it becomes your new belief. In the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot of times. So if you think about it, Tell yourself, I love you every single day for the next month and see what happens. Just practice, give it a whirl. Now imagine if not only you were telling yourself, I love you every day, but that you had a hypnosis audio that you can pop into your ears twice a day, and it will tell you all the things that you want to feel about yourself, about your life, about the goals that you have. That repeated enough times not only becomes your new beliefs, but it prepares your brain to be on board with actually supporting you in achieving those goals in a lot less time than you think. It's pretty fascinating. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And you can always reach out to me at essentialhealingworks.com and schedule your free consultation to learn more about how hypnosis can be helpful for you in achieving whatever goals that you have. And I'm hoping that this has been informational and answers most of your questions regarding hypnosis. It's one of my favorite transformational tools. I'm happy to educate about it. I'm happy to public speak about it and just share with you my thoughts. When it comes to your particular circumstances, if you'd like more specific information, just reach out and we'll schedule a chat. Thanks for listening. This has been Essential Jill Batista from Essential Healing Works, and I will talk to you on our next episode. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and bye for now.